Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
So,
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
so we are from the 12th group, and we are gonna present about distinguish between sexism and gender language. Is it right, guys? Okay, so I wanna introduce our member. So first, me as a moderator and first presenter, me Dinda Famela Ayu, and the second one is my friend Faraz, and the third one is Fiyan. So without any further ado, let's get started. So there are 5 points that we are gonna explain. So first is about gossip, and the second one is about the differences between male and female gossip, and the third one is about function of gossip. The fourth is about theory model self-concept enhancing tactician, and the last is about language sexist. So next slide, please. Yeah. So I'm gonna explain about gossip. So actually, gossip has long been regarded as a socially relevant kind of communication, and in 1997, uh, some 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 people, which means agents and Slate, suggested a structural model of gossip that contains 3 essential components, such as third-person attention, sustaining activity, and negative judgment. So as we know, gossip is can be destructive, and because gossip is about some activities that talking about other people, so it can be give some bad impacts, but it's not always give bad impacts, but actually there are some positive impacts, and we're gonna explain more in the next topic. So next slide, Ian. So the differences between male and female. So in the variety of gossip language, man and woman are certainly related to the social act, and the impression that women speak too freely and too much in terms of private life is expressed in one word, uh, yaitu gossip, yeah. And then as we talk about, gossip can be destructive, and but it gives some positive impacts because men not like women that only talk about nonsense in a gossip activity, but sometimes men you use gossip or utilize gossip for some positive activities, like they're talking about their business, or they're talking some their hobbies. So it's not always a negative activity that men talking about in gossip activity. So maybe that's all. And the next point is, next slide, please, Fian. Yes. And then the term of gossip shines an important light on women's interest in discussing the details of people's life. So it means that it can be destructive. So the negative impact is it can be make other people feel down because they're talking about some negative things, and The badness of the term reflects man's interpretation of women's speech, and some men say that they do not discuss their problems or problems with anyone. Most guys talk about what's going on in business, the stock market, football games, or politics. So as I explained before, because man is not like woman, so actually gossip is not always about the bad thing or the bad activity. Maybe that's all from me. So the next point will be explained by Faras.
Okay, next slide, please. Function. Okay, this my turn to explain about the function of gossip. In certain cases, gossip has several functions. There are the first one. In everyday conversation, the function of gossip is aimed at socializing group norms. Or maybe we can be punish the violate group norms. And second, we can be protecting group membership that is threatened with being attacked by other. The third is to maintain reputation and influence. And the last is build social bonds within a group. Okay, next slide, please. There are theory model self-concept and engine tactical scene. The first one is self-improvement, which is this is the improvement, or we can say that how to what is it? How to mechanism something to accept by the other group. And the next is self-promotion, which is to promote ourselves to other group or to other. And the next is self-protection, which is to protect ourselves from bad reputation or something else. Okay, next slide, please. And the next slide is language sexist, which will be presented by my friend Fiyan. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Faraz. The next material is about language sexism. The word sexism originally is coined to ideas and practices that relegate women to men. Practically, it can happen in both men or women. Women do results from or creates their powerlessness, and men do results from or creates their dominance. According to Tannen 1993, and the belief behind sexism is not simply a system which differentiates women and men, or sexism can be defined as unfairness against people based on their sex or gender. Sexist language as an expression of social interaction is a phenomenon that creates gender gaps. Sexist language is language which excludes one sex or the other, or which suggests that one sex is superior to the other. For example, traditionally, he, him, and his were used to refer to both sexes, male and female. But nowadays, many people feel that this makes she, her, and hers seem less important or inferior. And according to Mary Vetterling Bregin in Sarah Mills' feminist stylistics. Sexist language is a language that is used to constitutes, promotes, or exploits an unfair or irrelevant or impertinent distinction between the sexes. According to Mary Vetterling in 1995. Okay, and the last is conclusion. As a result, it is possible to conclude that gossip has long been regarded as a kind of social communications. And while it can be harmful, it is not necessarily so. Men and women use gossip differently, which means that men use gossip to convey meaning and not for nonsense. On the other side, sexism refers to ideas and acts that devalue women in comparison to men. Sexist language excluded one sex or implies that one sex is superior to the other. Sexism is also defined as discrimination against people based on their sex or gender. Okay, I think that's all from me and from us. Back to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. So maybe that's all the explanation from our group. And sorry if there's any mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.